To be preoccupied is good. Yeah. The less you know, the more you will understand, the more you feel. Thank you for calling me.
It's my pleasure.
To know who you are is really important. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying to know what you are. Because what you are is what you make out of yourself. If you would say, I'm human, no, you're not human. You are within the experience of God. And us as archangels are the connectors, somehow. For them, for the ones who are seeking, who wants to communicate, and the ones that are working for God in a way they use their abilities of clearness to help the ones who cannot see. These are the ones who reach out to us. These are the ones who know. And they play their part, and that's very important. If you don't know what part you play, you cannot fulfill your purpose. And within this purpose you can rest in the presence of God to fulfill your dedication to God. Dedicate your life to the appearance of God, and everything will become peaceful. And then you will understand why you're not peaceful. Because you dedicate your life to something that doesn't indicate the quality of peace. And many people are so busy with their own problems. They don't understand that the real problem is that they don't understand the purpose in life, their service. The journey has been for them a blind spot, the journey itself. And when you're blind, you cannot see the blessings in your life. You cannot see the blessings itself. And you have to wait until you are dead. Rest in peace. But this is not quite right. Because the people die the way they live, and they're not going to rest in peace. You should rest in peace when you're alive and not when you're dead. What an expression. And that tells a lot how people think about the death. what kind of vision they have about their life and about their truth. Rest and peace. I can tell you many souls, they don't come peaceful. No. So if somebody dies, don't use this term rest and peace. Maybe it's a wish. Something you say to someone who is already an idiot when he was on earth, ignorant, blind. You don't make it better. Is it a statement made out of fear? Probably. Rest in peace. If you want to experience peace, connect with me. And then you will understand what is not in peace with you. If peace is related to death, how many people died for peace? How many people died for peace? Fighting for peace. I have to fight for my peace. No, peace is more a statement of your awareness, acknowledgement. Yeah, you search for peace in nature. But if your nature is not peaceful, nature will only be short term, depending how long you're depending on the nature and the peace within nature. The manifestation in your system, in yourself. That's why my first question was, do you know who you are? He said yes, he knows who he is. But if he really truly understood and he would live it, I will tell him the question again, and maybe he will answer a different way. With the background of my speech, probably he would answer different. Yes, I know who I am, but there's too much of me. So there's still distance, still doubts, still experience, still background. But they say they're not in a hurry, so I don't want to push you. Just to want to make sure, where are you? Where are you at? I have seen many of us coming and going, connecting to you. I was wondering, what is with me? They could really appreciate my aspect.
What's your aspect? What is your quality?
I think you have a problem with listening. Your problem is distance. You know it already, why do you ask me? What is it? What is it?
Presence of God.
You could answer, you could ask an ant, and would you give it the same question? The answer, I mean. You can ask an ant, what is the question, what's the answer? Presence of God.
Peace. Peace within the connection to God.
To connect with me helps you to be certain about your presence on this earth. And the aspect of peace just makes it stronger. I'm quite aware that you have to have challenges, but if you don't have a certain stable amount of peace within you, clarity why you are on earth, yeah, there's always a question of there is not 100% of service. It's just yes or no, and depending on what happens on the events in your life, you're closer or you're more far away to God, well, then there is no God at all. Because an event is not depending on God, an event is part of your experience. So either you are in the presence of God and you receive all the informations that come with this presence, or you're just dealing with your difficulties and your circumstances depending on your identifications, on your background, in your life. These are two different things. But we don't think we are better. None of us. In the presence of God, nothing is good or worse, or better or worse. We just have the first class seat and you are still in economy. But we don't mind if we are in economy first class or we are the steward who is serving. We don't mind. Every position is the same for us. But if you rate yourself in first class and economy, God doesn't have a standard. God is the standard. There are no different levels of God. You cannot be more or less God than anyone else. Neither us, neither the humans. But it's a different program. Different program, different circumstances. That's all. You have a physical body, us not so much. Different circumstances. You have density, which also belongs to the physical body. So this level of density, it's not part of our menu. But you have many things on your menu. And then you can choose. You know what I mean? You have a menu. And then you can choose. And sometimes you choose something from the menu that you cannot digest. But because you learned. Because it was someone else's menu before. And you just follow. I cannot understand why for some people drugs is on their menu. But they choose it. And then it's on their plate. Can they digest it? No. Of course not. But whatever is on the menu, it all includes God. It's a little bit difficult to see God in a drug. But it's on the menu, so it is God. But not God in person designed the drugs. No. He gives you free will in some ways. The soul has to kill itself, not the soul but the experience, yeah, then it's what it is. It's very complex. It's based on action and reaction, that's what it is, no? So all different types of actions have all different types of reactions. That's why it's so complex. It will explode your head if you would completely understand the complexity of God. I don't know if ever one human experienced it. But just to think about it as a human, it would blow your mind. Does the mind has the capacity to deal with it? That's a very good question. How close can you come to God? It's one of the biggest questions of the humans, of the religions. I always want to be close to God. The question itself is ridiculous because it creates so much distance to God, this question itself. The journey itself is God, so everything is God. But the mind itself gets overwhelmed by the form. And then the form is yours and you're the form, and everything else that is formless has no chance because the form is all present everywhere. It's something that doesn't have a form. Yeah, to see you have to deal with forms. Shape of the other person and everything that comes with the form. And then you create forms that are supportive. And forms that are not so supportive. Harming the environment. Like weapons. It's a form to destroy. But if you have to die through a bullet, you have to die through a bullet. And then is the thought, is it my choice or is it the choice of God? Or where am I in all of this? Don't break your head. Don't break your mind for this. It will rob your peace. That's the real distraction of it. That's when the philosophers try to gain wisdom, which philosophies are just a waste of time. So many things are a waste of time. Everything that is not dedicated to the understanding, experience, and the integrating the love of God is. To be clear, love, isn't it a bit cruel? You've been sent here and you have no clue who you really are. I mean, you're getting a sense of it, but that's cruel. That's really cruel. Question, is it more cruel to send you like this without knowing who you are? Or already come at this one of these beings who are love the distraction, love the human identity, enjoying life without resistance in the way. What is more cruel? You come here with a bunch of resistances. And you have If you have no other way, you have to face them, you have to feel them, you have to sense them. Become confused. And questioning the resistance. And all of this, forgetting who you are. Either you come with power and you don't know who you are, or you come with no power and you know what you are. What is more what is more cruel? A human without power, or something else? Would you consider yourself as a human? Why do you behave like one?
That's what I learned.
Exactly.
Now I'm learning now.
That's what I'm talking about. Some will never come over this point. They will stay there. But like I said, there has to be a menu for everything. For everyone. Many people have only menus, they're related to some subjects. We will never question them anything. Yeah.
Did you come as a human too? You must be present with this real, no? Your quality, your frequency. But I was wondering if you ever incarnated.
Did you come here as a human being?
To experience a human experience, I did come here.
Why don't you answer the question for yourself? Because you know the answer.